As you bicker and talk about your newly given gift in front of the Lady Brightmere, who seems to be quite
You just see me stretching out my arms. Dagger!
My arms.
You can
stretch
hear
out as well.
you can hear doors kind of flung open to the throne room, and some kind of a old person with a cane runs in. Was the queen, heavily breathing, and he says, "My lady, they have taken over the fishing town. We need the guards."
That old man looks like he's attacking the queen.
You do like a running tackle?
Yeah, why not?
Hang on, can someone just point where the guy is, the old guy? Is it this one?
Over here, yes. Over here, yes.
The one on the left.
Where the queen was.
Is that one?
Alright, I rush over to see
Quickly.
what the commotion is all
We
about.
must stop him.
Marcus takes a slow walk towards it. Not in a rush for
I'm
anything.
sprinting and I
I'm
am
just
actually going to
sauntering.
attempt to unarmed tackle him.
So, how do we know if we've reached it? If we got there, but got in front of him?
Okay. Roll. Roll a strength check.
Deshaun is just looking at this chaos. Why? Why are you doing this?
Oh man!
He lives!
Averia, you try to kind of tackle the old man, but at that time he kind of falls to his knees, breathing heavily, and you jump over him, and you make yourself tackle this guy.
For the queen!
And you end up kind of leg spread on his hip in the wall.
Well, hello. Hello.
The queen seems to be confused.
I facepalm, and I guess Terry does the same.
I get up and brush off and turn and go. Oh, was he wasn't attacking
Marcus seriously starts to question the intelligence of some of these people.
Loudly?
No.
you? Yeah, he speaks in third person.
Step back from the noble.
Also, sorry to break it up again, but Harmless has just got in here, so now let's all shout at him
Damn it,
for being
Harmless,
an
you
idiot.
idiot!
Harmless, goddamn
Harmless, why are you late?
God damn it, Harmless!
I don't know who you are, but fuck you, harmless.
That was harsh.
I'm loved!
We should never let you leave Ireland.
Remind me to.
You probably shouldn't have in all honesty.
Someone remind me to knife him later.
Can we use a dagger on them?
Yeah, use it. Yeah.
But,
I'm here, guys!
Literally immediately end the character? Okay, sure.
A dagger.
They should be late. You
Hey, Harmless, we got you a dagger here.
Transports him
Stab.
to hell.
Here, hold this! Oh, you're now in the 9 hells. Whoops!
The watch.
We are so not sorry. Bye.
I'll put you in here, Harmless.
Yeah, I see
with the
myself.
group. Yeah.
Does that spell still
Um,
affect Terry?
What?
The copy.
Yes, it does still. But that's for 2 days.
What?
No,
No, it doesn't have a noted down
So
duration
it's
on it.
permanent.
Well,
I'll tell you when it ends.
Yeah.
Basically.
How close does he follow? Is it like uncomfortably close?
It looks like he's.
I mean,
Comfortably
coffee-
close.
Yeah, it's gonna be because of.
Well,
Is it like
What, the
are you
instructions?
walking as close to him as humanly possible?
Yes.
Half awkwardly possible.
Does that mean when the guy goes to sleep, he has to go sleep in the same bed?
We don't know
he's
yet.
just lying on
We'll
top
find
of
out.
him.
If it lasts
Yeah,
that
no
long,
idea. It's never gotten that far, and it probably won't this time around as well.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
The old man and the queen seem confused at the latest mess, I could say.
Well, somebody just went flying over the old man's head and into one of her guards, and then 2 other heavily armed dudes just rushed in front of her.
The old man looks at the commotion, clearly sweating, and just mummified. Doesn't know what to say.
What are you fools doing? There are hundreds of guards in the castle. If this was an assassin, he would have been killed at the gates.
Isn't that the point in assassins, that they're hidden right up until they find their target?
Look at him, he's almost dead already.
Why don't we just ask him?
You'd be.
Old man, what are you doing here?
You heard him talk to the queen across the room.
I came from the fishing village
Calm
to the south. There's a group of things
Calm
that have
down.
taken over the village.
Calm
Killed everyone.
down.
We need help.
I cannot gain any information from you. Take a breath. Talk more clearly.
Okay. I come from the old village to the south. Something is taking over the village. I just came along and I saw a body hanging on the walls and I heard screams. I ran as fast as possible to declare this to the king, to the queen. And suddenly I'm rushed by guards, and even though I told the guard in the entrance, and my cat just died.
Oh no, the cat!
For Tibbs.
Hang on. I'm really suspicious of the guy. I think he's hiding something.
Oh no.
I think
You can roll insight to see if he's telling the truth or not.
Whew.
Let's see.
fuck.
In your eyes, he looks very, very suspicious. Sense that he might not be telling the truth.
Well, what did these things look like? Of any description?
I didn't know. I saw the body hanging on the walls, and I just ran because I heard the screams. It doesn't happen very often. It's a small village.
How often?
It doesn't happen very often.
Is it biannual or weekly?
Have you considered moving your
I don't
village?
know. My lady, we require assistance.
Well, if you're having these problems, why don't you
What?
just move your village?
Well, if you have no idea what has attacked you, how do you know how we are going to fight them? Are they spirits?
Kel, Dervon, Art, Deshaun, and Adrian, you can see the queen behind just face-bombing herself and just nodding her head back and forth at the questions. To just, what the fuck kind of sense.
It's like he's asking help from fucking.
Can
Never
you
mind.
please let the man talk to the queen?
Have you signed out your complaint in triplicate? Have you submitted a week in advance? We can't help you otherwise. My hands are tied. So the Ministry of
And it is
Error.
form 482 that you can fill in if you have a complaint.
Okay, Stud Knight. Yeah, Stud Knight. Why don't you just step
Can
out
I-
away from? She
Can I
points
check
at
to see if he's armed? Just by looking at him.
Garrett.
He has a cane in his hands.
Which could hide
Those
the
are
blade.
dirtied by dirt and
I see
sweat.
you let him speak to the Queen. He obviously has important business. If his village is under attack, it clearly needs help.
Well, I would agree with the Dragonborn, and since you guys seem to be so interested in this, why don't you be sent as a royal party to his village and take a look? I will pay you.
How much?
That depends on how many
We're
civilians
going
you
to go
kill.
kill civilians.
Done.
Wait, what?
My lady, surely you mean...
That's quite a queen right
Are we
there.
going there to
Quick
kill
question. Does
civilians?
this Does this old man count as one? I need to know. Does the old man count as one?
I was
You will not,
sarcastic.
Oh.
you will not
Sir
touch the
Cal.
old man. My lady, surely you mean something else.
I meant the more civilians you kill, the less you're gonna get paid.
Oh.
Oh, damn it.
You should really specify. You should really lead with the not being paid part. That there was almost a horrible accident on the floor.
Jesus Christ.
We broke him.
Yes, yes. If you succeed and you find out what's been going on with the Ruffus, if you come back, I'll give you to be a ruby.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got
I'm
some
off.
time to kill.
Thank you, my
Wait
lady.
up, puppy.
You will... Please, sir, will you direct us to your village?
I need my bloody blade fixed, damn it.
Yes, I will. Just keep away from me.
May have just...
Don't worry.
So I'm guessing
We'll
we are
find
going
some
to this
on the
village
way.
before the town. Is it close?
We are at least going to the town first, and then probably to the
Yeah.
village.
Can I rush
No,
out to the blacksmith?
Actually, no.
'Cause I do
Amiria
need to get a
turns
new
here
weapon.
and walks straight back in, up to the old man, and says, "Where is your village?"
It is
That
south
would
of
be
town.
a good thing to know.
Yeah, Yes,
Um,
I would think so, because I don't think I can make the road back. I'm too tired.
Check
It is
his
south
teeth.
of town.
How many buildings are in this village?
DM.
There are about 5 buildings. It is south of town by when you pass through the Waterside Hostel, the one for sale.
Would
Pass
I?
through, and that's
Would
there.
I know
Thank you.
as a
You should
rebellion
probably hurry.
where this is?
You do know a fishing village where it is. It's called a fishing village by the name, just fishing village.
Oh.
Wow, that must suck as a place to live.
What, the fishing village?
I'm kind of glad it got burned
There's
I know
been
where
many
it
weeks of
is. Let's
debate about
go.
that now.
Come on, ogre.
So I'm going to say that we go to town first.
I don't react.
The civilians
Well,
can wait.
I wave my hand, so I guess you do as well.
Yeah, Marcus wants
Probably
a
should zoom out
fixed
here.
weapon.
This is a map of town for the new guys. The
Okay.
points in colors represent different places. If you want a magic shop, it's the Magic Cloister. And you can visit one of these
I
places.
think I've seen some of these in history class.
Probably.
Okay, I'm just going to go to the south gate and wait for everyone else.
Okay, so that's Cal.
I am
We're gonna do it by the names in the bottom. We'll start with Hadrian and then Forfeit.
okay. I will run to the blacksmith.
Okay, you know where the Magic Market District is. You've been there before. What do you look for?
I look for a sword merchant of some sort or blacksmith.
As you learn to the
Sword?
blacksmith, you see a familiar blacksmith face, which your dwarf is regularly going to. It's a gnome. A halfling standing by a big anvil, trying to repair a dagger that you have seen before as well.
Do I know exactly what it is, or
You just know the
okay?
merchant.
I go up and ask him. Do you do any sword smithing by like? Oh, what the fuck am I supposed to say? Wait,
I assume I'm with him.
If you want, yes. You
I'm
can.
so bad. Wait. Do you do smithing by request?
Oh, yes. I just made a request. Indeed, yes.
Okay, good. I was looking for some sort of rapier that I could have. A bit more heavy than usual. Pretty long. Will it pay quite a lot?
Oh, yes. I've got many rapiers. Please, come in. Come in. Just wipe your feet.
I reckon.
He's going to sell it something because he's going to rape him.
Oh god. Probably both.
Now, this is. It shows you kind of a case full of weapons, and there's like 4 rapiers just sitting there, different size, different quality. They look nice though. And he goes, I made these like a week ago. I had like a fat dwarf come here and ask me to make an armor large. It was difficult to say this, but I have these rapiers. This one in particular, and he points at a golden hilted rapier with like an arm guard. Looks like a kind of a half of an eggshell, kind of defending your armor, defending your arm. The long hilt is elongated. It's got a small curve coming towards the end of it. Seems to be a heavier hilt. This one is the best one, he says.
Okay, I try it out. Do some swings.
As you take it into your hands, it fits nicely with the arm guard, and it feels more protected. If you take a few swings, the sword does seem a bit heavier than the one you have been carrying. And the elongated blade with the curve in the end seems to be very useful for slashing, particularly, not only piercing. More of a slashing rapier.
How much?
Oh, well, I would say about 200 gold.
200?
Yes.
Seems you made us in a rush.
I'm always in a rush.
180.
Done.
Deal?
Deal.
Deal it.
Come on,
Okay,
come on.
okay.
Take it.
I have no money on me. It's a check for Bank of Faerûn, okay?
No. I receive only payment by hand or by gems.
And ask, do you have any coins? For change?
For what?
Change.
For what?
Change.
Change for what?
For a sapphire.
Well, yes, of course.
You're gonna need a lot.
I
You're gonna
I'll
carry
throw in an
1,800
extra
gold
hilt.
pieces. Steal it.
Steal it.
Honestly, I'll be back later.
Just
I have no
grab
time
the
for
sword.
this.
As a
and run
rogue,
off.
I say yes, steal it.
God damn it.
What do you decide?
I decide to tell him I'll be back later today.
Oh, all right, very good, very good. The sword shall be here unless it's sold.
Okay, and I walk the fuck back out as fast as I can.
The halfling walks back with you and eyes Marcus. Oh, hello, yes, hello. How may I help you?
Hello. I
Yes.
wonder, do you have any experience with more exotic materials?
How exotic?
Marcus, gently holding it just between two of his finger and his thumb, pulls out the blade from the sheath. It's clear when he does it, there's a rattle to it, the handle is loose, and there's a small chip missing near the hilt of the blade. And he presents it, laying it flat on his hand. But from his eyes, it's clear that he does not want you to take it just yet.
Oh, exquisite craftsmanship. That's very, very, very nice. Yes. Unfortunately, I believe I could not fix this such small thing for me. But see, I make blades. I don't repair them. I'm usually doing armor here. This is kind of a repair that requires more sensitive, like an elf's hand, or more unique.
I understand. Would you happen to know anyone within these regions that could do this?
Well, the Dalelands, of course, not our belt. No. The Dalelands.
And anywhere else, perhaps?
Well, I have heard of the great smith of Neverwinter, but Neverwinter is far, far away.
I see. Well, seeing you cannot repair this, perhaps may I inquire if you got any long swords of similar size at least?
Oh, yes. Come in. Just come in. Wipe your feet. Come in.
Marcus gently follows him as he sheathes his own sword back and looks around in the shop.
He opens up a small cupboard close to the wall, and you see a lot of plain-looking plain-looking long swords, and one particularly that looks a bit more stylish. It's got a red hilt. Looks more like a claymore, but downsized to a longsword.
Marcus eyes the different bits in there. One clearly looks more higher end, but it's not the one that draws his attention. Actually, one of the more simpler ones draws his eyes. The size of it, the portions. He points at it and he asks the blacksmith, "Would you mind if I give that a few swings?"
Oh no, you can't. Go ahead.
He takes it in his hand and gives it a few swings around. What does he feel?
It's supposed to be heavy, as in crudely made. Probably made for a town guard or a wandering mercenary for a sort. It seems cheap in your hands, but it's well built.
As he moves it around, the feeling is familiar to him, and he knows it's not the best craftsmanship, but it will surely fulfill the function that he needs from it until he can get his own blade repaired. How much for this one?
80 gold.
I do not think, let's be fair here, that this is a blade that's worth such a price. It's a simple blade for a simple person. I'm not going to offer you 80 gold or even near to it. Please be realistic with me.
70.
I'll offer you 40.
No, 40 is too cheap. The materials alone cost about 35 gold.
Well, the labor in this is hardly worth much more than 5 gold now, is it? But I understand that I am not in a position to argue all too much. I'll offer you 45.
Roll. What's it called again?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Yes. Thank you, Hockey.
Is that dwarf taking
Roll
crack?
That's a good
He's a
roll.
halfling, he's not a dwarf.
Roll against you. Hold on a second. Where are my fucking dice? There you are.
Halflings can't be like this.
Yeah, you haven't met Nox.
Fortunately, you do fail with your roll. He doesn't seem to be persuaded.
Sorry, how did
So
he fail?
what is his answer?
He rolled higher than Jack.
Yeah, I roll off the table.
Yeah, but he wants to know what he says.
Oh.
If he says it.
It says that he doesn't seem to be convinced by the persuasion. He doesn't want to get less than currently 70.
Marcus shakes his hat and simply returns the blade into the cupboard. Thank you for your time. And with that, he leaves.
Oh, yes. Have a nice day. Come back. Yes. Right. From here, we'll go to Dervon.
Yes. So, do I still have Terry on my tail?
Yeah, though he seems to be going slowly backwards and backwards, a bit less interested.
Alright. Well, there's 2 things I want to do, but one is party based and one is me. Yeah, fuck
You
it.
can
Party
do one
based.
thing.
Stables.
There are stables,
Yeah.
usually located next to each gate.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to go to?
Southern Gate.
The gate. You find the stables actually outside the gate.
Yeah.
You see Cal standing there in the gates, kind of waiting for people as well while you pass by him.
Mm-hmm.
You find the stables. It's a small establishment, usually to keep the horses safe during the night when people come in or come out and want to keep the horses outside the city.
Mm-hmm.
And a big, broad man comes out to you with a long, scruffy beard, blonde in its nature, though his head is black, and stares at you with his pitchfork in hand.
Greetings, great sir. I am Dervon Flanderberg of the House of Flanderberg, out to the west, herein. Cormier. I do see you have a nice establishment here. Do you have any carriages for sale?
We do have a few carriages, yes.
Great. Could I peruse them?
Yes, we have the big carriage, the big carriage, and the small carriage.
1 second, I got a hiccup out.
Me too.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
Alright. So, describe to me the 2 big carriages.
They look exactly identical. One is blue, one is red. They are big enough to
Okay.
house at least 4 people within them and some equipment. A small elongated roof
So, 4 people inside and a driver?
and a driver, yes, in front. It doesn't seem to have horses, but it can also be pulled by people.
Okay.
Terry.
Right.
Yep.
Enhanceability on Terry, he pulls both of them.
Well, that's if I don't take your head off for casting the spell.
As long as we point you in the right direction first.
Alright, great! I just say to him. Then we would need 4 horses for each of these large carriages, won't we?
Well, you can have 1 horse for 1 carriage and 2 horses for the second carriage.
How many horses do you have?
2!
Wow, okay, this guy's good at math.
Show me the horses.
And he revealed in front of you a certain line of horses. I'm going to reveal it in a second. Hold on a second.
You got like a My Little Pony fucking horse collection here.
Ponies, aren't
Yes.
Oh, holy shit, too. It looks like a rat.
Oh shit.
It's a very, very small
they?
horse.
Holy shit! I'm buying me a horse.
They're not going to be able to pull the carriage for that
You know
small.
what? I'm actually
gonna
going
be
to
able to
say
pull
that
my
I've
little
gone with
finger.
Durban.
Okay.
Now
Now
you
he
say
says
that.
Yeah, I'm a bit late. I know.
I mean, I'm back.
Hello.
You won't really miss, but okay.
You see, that's a cart.
You know what? I will buy both your large carriages and all your horses.
You will buy all my 4 horses?
Yes! 3 horses.
Okay.
What?
What?
All your 3 horses. All your horses.
What just happened?
I'm so confused. Did he
I
buy...
come back and see 6 horses
Did
on
he
the
buy
screen.
6 horses? Did he buy 3? Did he buy a flea horse?
No, because the guy cannot count for shit. He's trying to buy the 6 horses for 3 horses price.
Yes.
And,
Hey, why did
Well,
these horses
Gaviel is
disappear?
hacking it though.
Like,
Because he only has 2
you're
horses.
cheating.
He only has 2 horses.
Ah, shit.
wait, so he brought them for the price of 3?
Yes. Well, he didn't buy
fucking
them
great
yet.
barter skills.
But a skill of 1. Fucking charisma
And
of
the
0.
nobleman.
Even his luck skill isn't high enough.
No, about the price.
Well, I can give you a horse for 700 gold, and a second horse for 700 gold.
But listen to me. You say you have 3 horse, but I see only 2 horse. And a horse are only half horse, which means I only get half price. Which means you should only give me 700 gold for 2 horse.
Roll deception with advantage.
Good.
He told the fucking
25.
stable guy to give him 700 gold so that he can take 2 horses from him. And you say that he gets advantage on the roll.
Not a very smart person.
No shit.
Okay.
So is that a -3 for his intelligence there?
Yeah, you see the stable guy kind of eyeing you weirdly, and then scratching his scruffy beard, and he goes like, yes. You
700 gold for 2 horses then.
you take 1 horse for 700. You take 2 horse for 700, and carriage for carriage.
Yes.
Yes.
So, you know what? Do you like shiny things?
His eyes widen.
You see, I have this nice red gem, and I take out a small ruby.
His eyes widen more.
Would this suffice for 2 horses? And because I am a nice person, I take out a purple amethyst. Would this suffice for a carriage?
He looks at you, and he goes, You take carriage for stone, and 2 horses for stone.
Deal! And I shake his hand, giving him the gems.
Okay, you receive 2 horses. One is named Rupert, and the other one is named Rupert. The carriage, which carriage you get?
Rupert the second?
It's just both Rupert. You take the blue one or the red carriage.
So I have 1 carriage and 2 horses.
Yeah, 1 carriage and 2 horses.
Good. And I only gave away 1 small ruby and 1 amethyst. Excellent.
What's the value of those for us newcomers?
Well, an amethyst, it costs about 100 gold, more or less. While a ruby, depending on the size, can vary between 900 to 1,300.
Gold or silver?
Gold.
Actually, the small ones were valued
Yeah, I've got
500.
it written down as
when I got
500.
it.
Okay, so he's basically got him to lower the price.
You paid him 600 gold for 2 horses and a carriage.
That makes sense.
Well done.
So that guy's made some gold, I guess.
Of course.
So so I'm gonna line up the carriage at the gates. I see Emeria and Kel.
You will also see me, by the way, because I'm planning on just waiting down there.
Yeah, and I just ask, can any one of you drive these things?
There's actually certain backstories that do give you proficiency in
Land vehicles.
land vehicles. I don't.
Soldier's one of them.
Soldier.
Do I have that? I
Most of
No,
you
that-
should
that
be
was-
able
Nope.
to drive a horse or stuff.
Carriage.
I didn't. A carriage with a horse.
Common
I didn't
skills,
really
isn't it?
put in the land vehicle as a thing.
Yeah, I was
So you guys can just.
pretty much told that you didn't need a land vehicle for anything.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't put it as a thing, so you guys can just use it
It's a horse.
For reasons, no, I can't.
for raisins.
For reason.
I suppose I have a soldier background, so I could do it.
Yeah.